First of all, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for inviting me here to Canmore, and I would like to congratulate you for organizing this event. Bardzo się cieszę, że z Wami jest wiele osób, które są od początku tej inicjatywy Quo Vadis, jak Toni Moszyński, Walter Perhal, jak moi współpracownicy, konsulowie. Cieszę się bardzo, że pan minister Cisek zechciał przyjechać na tę konferencję. To widać, jak ważna jest młodzież polonijna, jak bardzo widzimy potrzebę zapełnienia luki pokoleniowej w naszej Polonii. Cieszę się, że to jest właśnie tutaj w Canmore, because here in Canmore it has been another conference organized called Poland in the Rockies. I'm very happy that your ways have intersected, and I'm more than sure that it will be an added value for both of us, for all of you. Myślę, że wielokrotnie się będziecie spotykać, nie tylko tutaj w Canmore, ale również ten pomysł podzielenia Quo Vadis na część kanadyjską i amerykańską jest bardzo ważny. Dobrze, że Polonia amerykańska może się uczyć od Was. Gratuluję Wam tego. Myślę, że postawione przede mną pytania ciężko będzie odpowiedzieć w ciągu 15 minut, ale postaram się to zrobić. Proszę Państwa, jeżeli chodzi o współpracę, perspektywy współpracy i rolę Polonii, in my opinion, the crucial issue is the economic cooperation. And maybe all information coming from Europe about the European Union, about Poland, are not very positive, but maybe not always also very true. We would like to pinpoint that Europe or European Union should not only be mentioned when we are speaking about difficulties, hardships, or global crises. We try to integrate our continent to benefit from that. However, we have to underline that there are still big differences between respective countries. As for Poland, we have many reasons to be proud. As Blaine Golkins mentioned, our economy is in a pretty good shape, and the prognosis for the time to come are optimistic. So, first message from Poland to Canada should be, we are a country with competitive economy, a country which could be a reliable partner for Canada, both politically and economically. But as I mentioned, the economical cooperation should be a crucial issue for the time to come. The idea of exploring new venues of enhancing cooperation between our two countries is timely and needed, and I am glad that it is on the agenda of our today's discussion. Excellent political relations between our countries need to be strengthened by stronger economic ties, all the more so because our economies have certain similarities. It is worth to note that thanks to a prudent economic policy, including finance and banking, both our countries managed to avoid deep economic crisis, which shatters the economic of industrialized countries. It is worth stressing that throughout this period, Poland, like Canada, enjoyed positive growth rates. In 22, it was 4.2%. Last year, even a slightly higher rate of 4.3. It is expected that this year our economy will slow down. Predictions fluctuate around 2.5 and 3%, which is still a good figure, especially if we take into account the situation in the Eurozone with many unknown and hard to predict factors. As a stable and rapidly growing economy, Poland seeks new markets. After a rapid expansion in the European market, our country looks for new opportunities. We know that simple benefits from joining the European Union are slowly diminishing. Therefore, we look for new markets, especially in Asia, similar to Canada, but this does not mean that we forget about our traditional partners. In this context, Canada appears to be an interesting and promising partner also because of the presence of so many Canadians of Polish origin. In recent years, despite economic turbulences, Poland and Canada managed to achieve positive results in many areas, especially in trade. For many years, the turnover between our countries was on the rise, and in 2011, it reached almost $1.7 billion. Compared with the previous year, it increased by almost 40%. That was an impressive achievement, hard to duplicate. Our mutual efforts of enhancing cooperation will be strengthened by the Comprehensive Economic Trade Agreement, CETA, which is negotiated between the EU and Canada. Expectations are that it will bring a qualitative change in relations between Canada and the European Union, including, of course, its member states. This agreement is important because it goes beyond our traditional ties. It could open new opportunities also in economic relations between our countries. The negotiations entered the final stage. And you probably heard last week that Chancellor Merkel from Germany stressed the importance of this agreement in her talks with Prime Minister Harper. Similar did our Prime Minister Donald Tusk during his visit to Canada in May this year. This shows that political support for an ambitious agreement remains strong on both sides. Let me also add that the aim of both sides is to complete negotiations this year, and hopefully we will be able to sign this document by the end of the year. Poland strongly supports this deadline. Speaking about the future of our economic relations, I cannot forget energy. In May, the joint statement on cooperation in this field was adopted by our Prime Minister. Oil and gas, low-emission technologies, nuclear energy, and energy efficiency are indicated as being of special interest for both countries. In this context, shale gas deposits, of which were discovered 2 years ago in Poland, is of special importance. Our country, however, has no experience with development of this source of energy. Therefore, we count on Canadian know-how and experiences in extracting these resources. 2 Canadian firms, Talisman Energy and Nexen, operate already in Poland. Negotiations with Encana are in their final stage. We have managed to establish fruitful cooperation with Canadian oil and gas regulators. Thinking about future, we try to attract attention of other Canadian companies. With this in mind, our Prime Minister hosted in Ottawa a roundtable meeting devoted to cooperation with Canada in shale gas. I have to mention that for Poland, shale gas has its political dimension. It will give us a possibility to decrease our significant import energy dependence from Russia. Shale gas provides also a unique opportunity to initiate our cooperation in joint operations in other countries. Poland, with its stable and expanding economy, offers excellent possibilities to create sub-regional hubs for Canadian companies planning their operation in the region of Middle and Central Europe. Some of them, like for example Plasco Energy, are seriously exploring this possibility. A lot of work should be done in promoting investments. The current level does not satisfy us, nor I believe the Canadian side, though some positive changes are already taking place in this domain. So far, the largest investment came from Canadian Pratt & Whitney and Bombardier Transportation. This year, the Polish mining giant KGHM bought Quadra FNX. With this transaction, worth almost $3 billion, Polish investment in Canada are 8 times higher than Canadian investments in our economy. It is a welcome development which, in our view, should inspire Canadian business to balance the figures. Summing up, economic relations are on the right track, and what is also important, perspectives are very good and promising. That is the source of satisfaction for now and inspiration for future efforts in which your generation of Canadians with the Polish roots should play an active part. I was asked to comment the possibilities or the possibilities of cooperation with the Polish diaspora. Maybe these of you who attended last year Quo Vadis in Toronto can remember a part of our discussion if the older Polish diaspora played a positive role or not. It was a criticism given by an important politician. He said, it is not very prudent and wise to present our country as producer of pierogi, kiełbasa, and so on. But I don't agree with this statement. In my opinion, your predecessors, your fathers, played a very important role in the Canadian society. When we are looking for the possibilities of increasing our economical situation, we are here in this country in a very good position. We don't need to start from scratch like in many other countries. It is not possible to come to another country and to say, we are from Poland, this is a country far away, you haven't heard about us, but we would like to sell our furniture, to sell our engines and so on. First of all, we have to deliver information about our country, about our heritage, about our culture and our history. But it is not necessary to do that here in Canada. So I think that Polonia did really, or played really an important role in the last 150 years developing this beautiful country. And now about you. Of course, the time of kiełbasa, pierogi, and piosenki like kukułeczka kuka is nothing for you. You grew up in this country, your English is Excellent, better than your Polish. Ale mam nadzieję, że mimo wszystko po polsku nadal mówicie, bo w ubiegłym roku mówiliśmy więcej po polsku. Jaka jest wasza rola? Dlaczego się spotykacie? Czego szukacie? Czy tylko po to, by zrobić osobiste kariery? Ja myślę, że nie. Myślę, że wy macie wielkie szanse być tym intelektualnym mostem między Polską a Kanadą. Od was bardzo dużo zależy. Wy nie macie kompleksów imigranta. Wy jesteście Kanadyjczykami, którzy chcą być Polakami. Wy znacie jedną i drugą stronę. Jesteście w stanie podróżować dużo więcej niż wasi ojcowie. W czasach komunizmu przecież moja rodzina też tu mieszkała. Przez 50 lat nikt nie mógł nas z wielu powodów odwiedzić. Wy możecie jeździć, czy to do szkoły liderów, czy prywatnie odwiedzać Polskę. Znacie Polskę bardzo dobrze. Cieszę się, ile razy rozmawiam z wami. Znacie również Kanadę. Więc teraz myślę, że to jest najlepszy czas, abyście się aktywnie włączyli w takie inicjatywy, jakie pokazywał Blaine Calkins, ale również i w konkretną współpracę między Polską a Kanadą. Wszystkiego dobrego i do zobaczenia za rok, 2 i tak dalej na